Let's make sense of this.
Let's make sense.
Sense makers.
Hello and welcome back. Matt Montgomery here with a special guest, Alteryx Ace, or should I say fellow Alteryx Ace, Ken Black, to talk about the Alteryx Expert Exam, Part 2.1 on regression. Thanks for coming on, Ken.
Well, you're welcome, Matt. It's been my pleasure watching your first series of the in-database tools as preparation for the Alteryx Advanced or Expert Exam. So I'm looking forward to working with you on this and enjoying the learning experience.
Absolutely. No, and I'm glad to have you here because you've got some particular expertise, especially on the topic we're covering today, around predictive analytics, because there's not many people that can speak to it intelligently, and you are in that group.
Well, I appreciate that. I have a long history of doing predictive analytics. Just a quick background. Spent the first 25 years of my career doing predictive analytics, but in a totally different way, which was computational hydrogeology, which was approximating partial differential equations with numerical methods like finite element and finite differences. And so you learn a lot about the computational science of basically predictive analytics. So we were predicting the movement of contaminants and then how to clean up contaminants in groundwater systems and surface water systems. So after that, I spent 10 years doing process improvement work, looking at statistical significance of items, improving processes, looking into really statistical methods for the cases where a right or wrong answer isn't quite known. And then finally switching for the past 10 years into more traditional business analytics with an emphasis on predictive analytics. So that's a lot of years of thinking about using math to do predictions. So I guess you could say that I have put the time in.
You certainly have, and I think that that's going to be helpful, especially when trying to translate that into Alteryx and like how somebody would approach these problems in Alteryx, because having the tribal knowledge and the business knowledge and then being able to translate it to a system's syntax is its own challenge. So what I've got up is a little bit about me, status change from when we did in database to now. I've reached Alteryx Ace status. Everything else here holds. Have every Alteryx certification. And when I'm not recording these videos, I'm a business intelligence and IT analytics consultant. So for regression, we're going to cover 3 parts. This is part 1. We're going to go over read watch, which is going to include some data science concepts, some material Alteryx provides, and then in subsequent videos we'll kind of go over some practice tips as well as my recommendations on approach. So for read watch, this is content you can consume on your own time. This is something I would do as part of your studying. And so what we have here is on this first slide is watch. When we talk about predictive modeling, predictive analytic fundamentals, and creating predictive models, what that actually means is that Alteryx has what's considered interactive lessons. So if you come to the Alteryx community and come to the academy and come to interactive lessons, there's a topic here on predictive modeling. You'll also notice they've got some on macros and predictive grouping and time series and things like that. So all you have to do is click into predictive modeling, and what that'll take you to is a series of videos that'll walk you through what you need to learn. So that is a really good fundamental understanding because, once again, this is not just a data science exam or a predictive exam, it's an Alteryx exam, and it's their approach to data science. And so you can see it's only 10 minutes. This video is 10 minutes. A lot of the other videos are 5-10 minutes. And the idea is that it helps to understand Alteryx's perspective on this, but then also if you are a citizen data scientist or you're an aspiring citizen data scientist and are intimidated by crossing that bridge from descriptive analytics to predictive, This is a bridge. This will hold your hand, and sometimes you have to watch this video 5 times to truly understand the concepts because there's a lot going on, but I cannot recommend them enough in terms of material to prepare. So that's in terms of watching. The next part is reading. So Alteryx has their study guide, which includes some links into what'll be helpful. So what is a confusion matrix? What are holdouts and cross-validation? And then here's some key tools that you'll want to learn and to be able to practice with that we'll get into later on. But these are going to be the ones that are going to come up most likely on the exam, and these are going to be the topics and tools that you're going to want to play around with in Alteryx Designer itself, getting comfortable with it. For the links themselves, you can just come into the study guide. So if you Google Alteryx Expert Exam Prep Guide, they've got these articles that I'm referencing for reading as well as watching. So I'm following a lot of Alteryx's content with the idea of that this will give you a very good foundation, then I can kind of give you a little bit of secret sauce in terms of how to approach or how to tackle some of these exams. So this kind of covers what I'm looking to recommend in terms of just kind of your initial reading and watching. Ken, I'm curious if you have any recommendations for people that are trying to study or practice or read up on data science or watch videos on data science. Do you have even, a blog post that you've written about this topic that you think would be a good addition into kind of what Alteryx gives you as their material?
Really, what you've recommended here is the right course of action. Alteryx has done a great job in preparing those videos, and following those courses is the way to go for sure, because I did that in preparation for the advanced exam. I did exactly what you said here. I took my time, went through them, and I learned a huge amount, even though I have this big background. So for beginners, do what you're saying. If you're more advanced, you could get better computational performance if you study some of the ideas that have been brought forth by Dunkerley and others for really fast computational performance within Alteryx.
No, and I think that that's a good point to think about, like beyond the exam. You can certainly follow the material, understand what you need to do to kind of learn what you need to do, because the exam itself's on a virtual machine. You're kind of under a time crunch, and you're trying to solve these quickly. But it's good to know that in the back of your mind that, like, if you want to go beyond the exam and you want to learn and apply and take some of these concepts, like the James Dunkerley abacus that he put out there to the public, that's something that you can integrate as part of your data science life cycle when you're trying to do something maybe outside of the box and maybe trying to hack the tools a little bit if you're a bit more advanced. But it's good to know that, like, you're not limited to just kind of what the basic tools are provided.
That's correct, Matt. You get t-distributions, you get linear model codes, you get curve fitting. There's a variety of predictive analytics types tools that are available to you that are just take a few minutes to get them installed, and then you can learn even more by writing your own codes to use them effectively. So that's what I did, because sometimes in big scale jobs, you need that computational performance. And so that's kind of like the Ace pro tip, I guess, like you said, beyond the exam. But for the exam, I really love what you recommended here. I think it's spot on.
Well, that's going to take us to the end of part 2.1, regression for read watch. Coming up in our next video, we're going to go over some practice, some weekly challenges, as well as walking you through something that actually showed up in the Grand Prix. So look forward to seeing you there. And Ken, see you over there.
Okay. Thanks, Matt.
Let's make sense of this.
Let's make sense.